describe the religious goal and the actions required to achieve it in 4 minutes or less. I'll try my best. I chose a more technical approach than I normally would use because I wanted to differentiate the Hindu point of view more clearly from other points of view being expressed. Because the Hindu point of view is of our denomination. There are some exceptions in Hinduism, but the Hindu point of view in our denomination is what's called monistic, or going so far inside ourselves that we find that part of ourselves which is identical with God. It's a very Hindu idea. So that idea is called self-realization with a capital S, because it doesn't have to do with self-motivation or self-advancement, which relates to our outer personality. Self means the essence of the soul. And the idea is that the essence of the soul is the same as God. Or, said another way, there's a consciousness that pervades all. It's universal, it's omnipresent. That consciousness pervades us. If we can find that consciousness within us, then we found that part of us which is identical with God. In the Hindu tradition, teachers are very important, current teachers, and so they're called gurus, as you all know. So my guru's guru, who comes from Sri Lanka, described it in this way. He says, Satchit Ananda, that's the technical name for what we're talking about. That is one thing, Satchit Ananda, it's a Sanskrit word. Sat is you are. Chit is omnipresence, Prakasha, light is from the sun, all-knowing. Ananda is bliss. They are three, but they are one. That is your nature. Well, that's the first goal, is to find that part of us that's identical with God. When we can sustain that consciousness on a day-to-day basis, then we're eligible for our second goal. As all of you know, in Hinduism, everybody believes in reincarnation. Keep coming back. Keep coming back. Why? Because you have unfulfilled desires. When your knowledge of God is strong enough, you don't come back anymore, because you're more interested in God than you are in the things of the world. And that's called moksha, or liberation. So that's our second goal, is to become so engrossed in God that we break through the cycle of reincarnation. But there's one more. We're still there. There we are in heaven. And there's God, and there we are. And Hinduism doesn't believe in a duality, an ultimate duality. So the analogy I use, being from Hawaii, is the ocean and a plastic bucket. So you take the plastic bucket, you dip it in the ocean, what do you have? You have a soul. You have an individuated soul. Divinity has separated out as an individual. What happens when you pour the water back in the ocean? That individuation goes away. So that's the ultimate experience, is we've separated from God, we go through our experiences, and then eventually we join back into God, and that's called merger. Now, to explain all of Hindu practices in a minute and a half, about what I have, is a challenge. But the basic idea is that Hinduism strongly believes in the virtues that have been described so far, and in the cultivation of love. I've really identified with the description of love that was just expressed. And it believes in selfless service, very keen on helping others, acquiring merit, called punya, through helping others on a regular basis. But we don't stop there, because we're striving for a mystical experience. The most important practice is meditation. But only in meditation do we look within ourselves deeply enough to find that part of us which is always one with God. Since I don't have my 1 minute signal so far, I'll give an analogy. You have a pond of water, and you have some gold nuggets at the bottom, and surface, you have ripples, and then you have some mud. So if you're looking from the top, you can't see the gold nuggets, right? Even though they're always there, you can't see them. The gold nuggets represent our oneness with God. We have to learn to quiet the mind through meditation. We have to purify ourselves through devotion and selfless service. Only then is the pond clear enough to see what is always the case, the gold nuggets being there, or man's identity with God. Thank you.